Hey guys, this is Sil from the Papayagers and back finally with a new video for you today. I know it has been 1 month of not posting anything. I am so sorry, but I hope this new year leads me to give you more content every single week. So first of all, happy new year. I hope this year is far greater than the last one for you. And we all know that 2020 was a hellfire, and we do deserve a new, better year for all of us. So I hope that wish comes true, and hope you're having a very good 1st of January 2021 day. I'm so happy to be back. I am going to be doing a list of my favorite 2020 reads. They are all going to be romance, and they are not necessarily books published in 2020. Like, these are books that I read in 2020. Some were published in 2020, but some of them maybe are published before that, but I read them in 2020. I hope that I'm able to do a top 10 list of my favorite reads, but I know it's so hard to choose only 10. So I am going to try, but if I mention 1 or 2 more, please, I am sorry, don't mention it. So let's get started my top 10 list of favorite 2020 reads. The first book I'm going to talk about today is Destiny's Surrender by Beverly Jenkins, and this book didn't come out this year or like last year, 2020, but I read it this year. I'm still saying this year when it's 2021 now, but be kind with me. So this book was really fun and I seriously adore everything about it. I highly recommend it to everyone. I can't believe I haven't read this before because it's a must read if you love romance. Like, everyone is going to enjoy it. It has accidental pregnancy trope, secret baby trope, and marriage of convenience trope, and yep, it's wonderful. Like, we have Billy, a prostitute, and Drew, the guy she's sleeping with regularly, but then she becomes pregnant when he is away. He goes away for like 6 months, and she's like, I'm not going to bother him, there's no reason to tell him. But then she kind of gets like, this guy wants to take her baby, like this bad guy, and she needs Drew's help, so she goes to find him and finds out that he is having an engagement party with another girl. But when his mom realizes, or when his mom finds out about Billy, she makes them get married immediately. So yeah, they hate each other for a bit. Like, we have also a bit of hate or love in this relationship, but I love how everything develops from that point on. Like, it's a wonderful book. I highly recommend it. Next, I have one of my favorite reads this year. Like, this is a new to me author for this year. Like, now I've read like 4 or 5 books, 6 books from her, but before this year I didn't know her, and it's Cerulean Sea Adams, and the book I included in this list is Go Deep. Obviously, you all know I love this book so much, so of course I'm going to include it. Cerulean Sea is amazing. I love her books. They are short, they are romantic, they are sexy, like everything I want, those books have it. And Go Deep is amazing. It's a best friends to lovers romance. These two know each other since birth. Their mothers are best friends, so they have known each other since kids, since being in the womb. So yes, she is an erotic writer, and she's having sort of like a slump. Like, her writing is not flowing, so she's like, I need to get inspiration, and I don't want to like date online or like search for a guy on the dating apps or anything, so I'm going to ask my best friend to have sex with me so I can write some really smutty sex scenes. So she does that, and they start this new relationship. None of them thought it will turn out like this, and it's so wonderful. There's like this public restaurant scene, like with sex toys, and I'm not going to tell you more, but it's a wonderful scene and it really sets the tone, and I absolutely adore this book. So you better read it. Next, I have Whoa by Alexandra Warren. And this is also a novella. It's a spin-off novella from her other book, Oops. And Oops is an accidental pregnancy, and I love that too. While Whoa is like, what was it? It's like brother's friend trope. Also, it has like blind date kind of trope-ish thing. So we have this heroine who gets an arrangement. Her intern arranges her a blind date with this guy, and when she arrives to the restaurant, she finds out it's her brother's, not best friend, but he is a close friend to her brother. So she is not interested in her brother's friends, but they have a good time, and they start a relationship, and it's a good one. But they both have really very busy lives right now. Like, they are having the time of their lives, but their lives are so busy, so they don't get to meet much. But I love this book because a relationship has to happen from both sides, so they have to put their all if they want a relationship to work. And I love that in this book we see them both work it out. Like, they do everything in their power to just make this relationship work, and I love that to happen, really. And I seriously love this book. Recommend it to everyone. I'm gonna include Deal with the Devil by Kate Rocha. This book was so fun, and it's action-packed. I think it's apocalyptic, dystopian romance. It's about these mercenary librarians. Like, the heroine in this book is fiercer and is more deadly than the hero himself, and I love that. Like, he could kill him in 1 minute, and less than 1 minute, and he's like, I really think she can do it. Like, he really thinks so too, and I love that. This book is sort of like Orphan Black meets The Avengers, so you can imagine what you will get from that. And it's more than that. It has like a really sexy romance too, and all the characters in this book, like the secondary characters, you want their stories immediately, and you're gonna get them, but not immediately because we have to wait for the next books. But you can get like a little teasing thing in the books, like you know who's who and who is going to be with who. So that's really fun, and I love getting into Kate Rocha's books. You want the secondary characters to have their own stories, and I love that we always get that. So this book was everything and more, and I'm very excited for the next book to come out. Another book I absolutely adored this year was Your Dad Will Do by Katie Robert. This book changed my life. I seriously think it changed my life. I love Katie Robert so much. I've read many books from her, but I hadn't read many recently, but I read Your Dad Will Do, and since then I've read many from her. And Your Dad Will Do is an erotic romance novella, and it's about this girl who just find out her fiance cheated on her, so she decides to take revenge by sleeping with her fiance's father, her father-in-law. And he is more than happy to do so. It's a very sexy, wild, intense story, and it also features daddy trope, so you will have been warned if you don't like those tropes. I am warning you, they have them. But if you do, you really need to pick up this book because it's chef kiss. It's a very good book. Another favorite book of mine is You Deserve Each Other. I read it this year, and it seriously became one of my favorite books. I reread it now since my first time 3 times because I can't stop thinking about Nicholas and Naomi. And I'm going to keep rereading it. I am so sure. Like, this has become one of my favorite books of all time. Thank you, Sarah Hoggle, for writing this book. And I'm so very excited to read your sophomore novel, Twice Shy. So, You Deserve Each Other is about 2 people. of course. They are engaged to be married, but they hate each other or they don't love each other anymore. And Naomi wants to break off the engagement, but they have already paid for their wedding. So if they cancel the wedding, she has to pay the thing because his mother has been paying the wedding. And she's like, nope, I don't have money to pay, so I am just going to start a prank war, so my fiance is the one who breaks off the engagement and he has to pay it. And yep, they start this prank war and fall in love in the process again, find each other and fall in love even more since the first time. And it's wonderful to see. It's also really painful, and I get emotional every single time I reread it because there are so many scenes that just hit your heart. Sarah Hogel is my destroyer and she knows it. But there are also really, really funny parts. Like this is peak romantic comedy. Like if you are searching for a romantic comedy book, this is the one you should be looking at because it's a wonderful ride and it's full of romance and funny moments, and Naomi and Nicholas are going to be your one and only. Like, they are mine, seriously. I am definitely going to mention A Flick Between Friends by Shay Sanders. This book was so much fun, and it's about these two people who just got fired by their company, and she has to pay for stuff, right? She has to pay for a lot of stuff, and she does not have the money to continue to do so, so she comes up with a plan. Like, she is going to record a sex video, and she is going to ask her best friend to do it with her. And it's wonderful. Like, it's really, really wonderful. Like, they create this sex tape to sell it off, and it's a hit, you know? And in the process, they also fall in love with each other. Like, it's a really wild ride, but it's so enjoyable. Like, Shay Sanders captured my attention and my heart with this novel. Like, I am seriously devoted to her writing and storytelling since then. And you should, like, get to know Shay Sanders, like, get to know her books. You better just get them. It's a really, really, really great book. A Flick Between Friends by Shay Sanders. I am also going to mention The Hitman by Katrina Jackson. A+, like, if there was a higher grade than A+, I will give it to The Hitman. And I don't usually read mafia romances because they're too darkish for me, I guess, or like really messy. I have started to step inside this bubble, and it's wonderful. Like, I started with Katrina Jackson's book, and it was a really, really good way to start with mafia romances. Like, but also really not bad, but I am going to expect every single one of books after The Hitman to be just like that, and I know those are really not good expectations because The Hitman was a 5-star read for me, and it was really wonderful and I loved it, and I'm not going to get books like that. So the heroine finds out that her fiance, like on her wedding day, she finds out her fiance is cheating on her with her maid of honor. Like, she finds them in bed like the day of her wedding, and she just completely loses it. Goes to Italy for her honeymoon, like a solo honeymoon, and completely cries her eyes out. Like, she is just destroyed. Understandable, because everyone would be, right? And next door to her room at this cute Italian hotel is a hitman. Like, this guy belongs to the mafia, and he is there to spend quality time away from the job, and he's going to spend his holidays relaxing, but he can't do it with the girl next door just crying her eyes out. So they know each other, and everything starts from there. And this is also action packed. Like, there are bullets, fire, there is everything in this novel. I highly recommend it. Like, it's so good. And Katrina Jackson writes the sexiest books out there, so you fully really need to expect that also happening. And just pick up this book. Also pick up the first one, Beautiful and Dirty. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, get to the series immediately. You're gonna see this book in every single list because it's that good. And it's Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. And yes, it's a really beautiful, wonderful book. Talia Hibbert is an amazing writer, and everything she writes I seriously adore. Like, I'm obsessed with her writing and her romances, and this one is far the greatest one out there right now, and I know the next one is going to be far better because she exceeds everyone's expectations with her newest book. And yes, Danny Brown has fake dating and crushing on each other for a while now also, and it's wonderful. He has a hero who reads romance novels, and he has like a really big shelf of them, and it's really wonderful to see that because I love heroes who read romance. If anyone recommends you Talia Hibbert, you should pick it up because it's going to change your life. Like, don't even read the synopsis. They are so good, like every single one. So they're going to give you like an experience you won't be able to forget ever. I stopped recording thinking I had already my 10 picks, and I am like editing the video and I have 9, so I completely missed the 10th one, and I am going to list The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. That was a very good book. I saw my favorite booktubers, my favorite bloggers read this book and say it was amazing, so I had to try it myself, and I absolutely loved it. I think I didn't stop reading only to sleep. I stopped, but when I woke up, I continued reading it until I was done because it was so good. And it has magic, it has found family, it has romance, it has every single detail and thing you want in a book, and it's so well crafted, and TJ Klune really gives you the best story ever. It's about this guy who has a really monotonous life, and he goes to work, he goes to his house, he goes to work, he goes to his house to sleep, and so on. But then he gets like a really special assignment by his bosses, and he goes to this little island by the sea to look at this orphanage, and he has to see if everything is correctly done and if the kids are alright and everything. But these kids are magical kids, and they all have very different powers and very different personalities. Like, we have the Antichrist as a 5-year-old, 6-year-old named Lucy, and he is hilarious. He is everything. But we also have like a garden gnome, a fairy, like a dragony thing. They're all very different beings, and they are really, really cute. Like, you love them completely at the start. But we also have the principal, or the guy who takes care of them at the orphanage, and the hero or the main character meets him and immediately gets swooned by his personality, and there we have our romance. And it's a slow burn, really good slow burn. You are going to have a good time reading this. So yes, this was really a highlight of my year. This is the end of this video. I have a lot of 5-star reads. Like, I have a lot of other favorites, but this one's really captured my soul and my heart, and I really think they are so good, and that everyone should read them and take a chance on them because they will bring you joy. If you have not read them, they will bring you joy, and they just capture everything good in romance and give it to you like really beautiful, wrapped in a little box. Like, you're going to enjoy them completely. So this is the end of this video. I hope you enjoy, and comment down below which ones have been your favorites, if you read any of my favorites of 2020 and how you like them, or if you didn't like them, also tell me. Like, every opinion is valid. we don't love everything, everyone. Like, it's super valid to just not feel it and say this is not for me because that. It's super valid, and I completely understand. So do tell me if you didn't enjoy them too. But yes, I hope I see you all soon. I have been super busy because I've started my new job, so I can't film every day because I'm so tired when I come home. But I hope that I can bring you another video soon, right? So I wish you a happy new year and well wishes. Bye, see you next time.